Okay, hi.
Hello,
Can I please have your full name?
my name is Jiu Park. First name Jiu, last name Park, and yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Let's get started.
Mhm.
First question here is how often do you send text messages?
How often do I send text messages? Well, text messages nowadays are, I believe, out of dates.
Mm-hmm.
People use Kakao Talk in South Korea. In United States, they use WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
So text messages, I do use them for a part-time jobs interviews,
Mm-hmm.
or something that is more specifically needed for the text messages. But more oftenly, I use Kakao and any third-party devices for the text messages.
Okay. Is sending text messages popular in your country, in Korea?
Well, it is. Especially in the young generations, people are more afraid of using a phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
They prefer text messages or SNS, Kakao, Instagram, Facebook. They prefer to use those things.
I see. Did you send more messages when you were younger?
I believe so,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Back in when I was in the elementary school, I did not have smartphones.
Mm-hmm.
So I used a home device, home phones to use as a text message senders.
Mm-hmm.
And I did use more text messages when I was younger. As I grow up, I prefer to use phone calls over the text.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I became less use of text messages.
I see. Do you reply to text messages as soon as you get them?
It really depends
Mm-hmm.
on who I'm talking to. For my friends, I do text them back right away, right after I get my text messages. But for the people that I feel less comfortable, I take more time to think about what I'm gonna say, how I'm gonna reply, and then it's gonna take about 30 minutes to an hour before I text them back.
I see. You said that it depends on who and all that. What
Yes.
about your schedule? Are you often busy?
Right now I'm in summer vacation, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm less busy. When I'm in this semester, in the past semesters I did 3 days of full students and 4 days as a part-timers.
Mm-hmm.
So out of 7 days a week, I did work on 4 days, 3 days studying. That leaves me with 0 days of off.
Okay. So you did explain a bit more about why you are busy. Like
Oh
what
yeah.
keeps you busiest?
The busiest, of course, is during the exam weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I pay extra times to study, do assignments, etc. For part times, I did help my parents to run a dry cleaners,
Mm-hmm.
so that left me with no time. For the exams weeks, like I said, the previous semesters, it
Mm-hmm.
was a spring one, so it was the busiest moment of the entire year. That left me with the zero capacity to do my gamings,
Mm-hmm.
anything I do for extra times.
Are you busier now than you were as a child?
Yes. When I was younger, like I said, back in when I was in the elementary schools,
Mm-hmm.
all I had to do was school works and one or two after school courses.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, it's really no one's forcing me to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But as an adult, I need to force myself to do stuff, and
Okay.
that I believe is more Russian than before.
I see. Are you a patient person?
It depends on the topics.
Okay.
I believe I am pretty patient person overall,
Mm-hmm.
but in the gamings, when I play games, I become less patient, and I try to do things in a rush. I keep things very tight.
Mm-hmm.
And for the studying purposes, of course, during the exams weeks, I become less patient as I know that there's still more time for me to study and do assignments. I still force myself to do stuff with the short amount of times.
Okay. I think, yeah, let's call it for part one.
Okay.
Okay, so for part two, Your question is going to be to describe an ambition that you haven't achieved.
I haven't achieved.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll give you a minute to write down your ideas, and then when you're ready, we can get to the talking part.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can start when you're ready.
Okay. My ambition that I haven't achieved. I would say my one and only ambition is to become a millionaire, to become a rich person. The reason why I haven't achieved it yet is, well, I can back it up with me being young, still a full-time student, and I would say I'm still a naive person compared to other people who are achieving their goals, who are already rich, millionaires, billionaires. What I'm doing about it now, as a student should be doing, I am studying quite hard. I'm planning things in the futures. Like for me, I have plans for the next decade. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I believe as long as if I have a plan to do something, I will at least stick to it. And if that doesn't work out, I always try to make a plan B. And I try to learn. Nowadays, it's easier to access the knowledge that rich people has, like throughout the Facebooks, YouTube, or even Instagrams, like Reels, like the short videos. People love to talk about their achievements, and from that, I believe there is still a learning. How I feel about it now? I believe it's something that I should be doing, to wanting to become rich, as much as I believe that everyone should be doing, to have some kind of a goal. And goal for economic-based countries like South Korea, becoming rich is a top primary.
I see. Okay, yeah, let's call it there.
Okay.
Moving along to part 3 now. What do you think the traits are of ambitious people?
Traits. Well, first of all, I believe they are quite smart. I'm not talking about like intelligence ways, but they know what they're doing. If we're talking about the people that actually achieves their goals, not like a child of a rich parents, they know what they want to do, and they know what they're doing, and they try to keep things organized. Unlike most of the people, including myself, they try to organize their schedules, their plans, and their current situations. Either it's financial or their careers. They try to keep things organized so that they know what they're doing.
I see. Why do some people like to be the manager of the workplace? What do you think attracts people to those positions?
I was once also the assistant manager at the part-time workplace I used to do about like a year ago. The only reason why, not only, one of the reasons why people want to do a manager is I believe there is a financial reasons. Managers do get more money. And another reasons I felt more important than the money itself is that they have some kind of a control over their workplaces. It is really frustrating to be working at somewhere that you have no controls and you are doing only things that you're told to do. Like, especially in the militaries. I did my military service in South Korea. And that was quite frustrating because I had no control over myself, over what I do. But as a manager or even a squad leaders, let's say, they do have some controls over yourself and over your coworkers, so that at least you feel you are not wasting your time.
I see. How do some people balance their work and their life?
Balancing work and life is it is very, very important and very interesting topic, especially nowadays. People do want to make more money and they still want to balance their life with over work. I also believe that it is important because what's the point of having so much money when you have no life?
Yeah, very fair answer there. Why do you think some people don't have dreams? Because you mentioned that you've got your goals and your ambitions. Why do some people not have them?
Sometimes people are just too frustrated over their current lives to think about their futures, to dream on their tomorrows, because their today is too much for them. I do believe that people are meant to have dreams, but sometimes it's just not their capabilities.
I see. Why are some people then the opposite? Why are they so ambitious?
Oh, well, some people are just born with the gifts. They have extra times that they don't have to spend on the part times. They have extra monies to spend on their dreams. But the bottom line is that people with ambitions, they want a better life. They want a better themselves. They want better today. That's why they are investing on tomorrows. And I believe that's the main difference between people with ambitions and people with no ambitions.
I see. Last question, easy one. What ambitions do children have?
Children's, boys will like girls. Girls will like boys.
So love ambition.
Yeah. If we're talking about the younger ones, like kindergartners, they would have, I had ambitions over toys, ambitions over friends, like playing times. Whenever my parents told me to go to bed, I always wanted extra time to play.
Okay, that's good. Let's wrap it up.
All right.
Quickly gonna go over your scoring for this one. When we look at your fluency and your coherence, that was really good.
Thank you.
I think you are very much near native level in terms of that. So that would score quite highly. I would give you like an 8.
Oh, thank you.
Band 8 for that. Your lexical resource or your vocabulary is good. I think that you used a variety of words and phrases. I particularly liked certain phrases that you use, such as zero capacity or bottom line. Those are very natural phrases, kinds of ones that the native speakers use all the time. I think I wouldn't say it's a problem, like a huge one for you, but it is potentially where stricter examiners might score you down a bit is in terms of grammar. There's quite a few small mistakes that occur.
Right.
Things like using a phone calls, a smartphones. I think you also, for example, you would say knowledge that rich people has instead of have.
Right.
Also adding an S to other words like children's, monies.
Right.
So your stricter examiners are maybe gonna be a bit more focused on that. So I would say your grammar would be around a 6 to a 7, 6.5 to 7 range. As for your pronunciation, that's excellent.
Thank you.
So I would be confused about where you come from in terms of that. So that is excellent. So if we had a very strict examiner, I think you would score around a 7.5 because some of them are very focused on the grammar side of things. I'm more focused on the fluency and like how natural you sound, how comfortable you are with English. So I would give you an 8.
Thank you.
An 8 score for that. It sounds to me like you are either living abroad now or you have had quite a bit of experience living abroad.
Thank you.
So yeah, excellent stuff.
Thank you.